Before I open my vault, I want to highlight something that I saw this morning on X, formerly known as Twitter. By the way, that is where most of my interactions are on social media. On X, you can find me there at Anixica. So if you're on there and you don't follow me, I post a lot over there, more than any other platform. So I saw this post on X. This person posted on X a screenshot of something they saw in the game. So it's a screenshot of this interesting group listing for key. So it is just Mists of Tuna Scythe. And this person who posted it is an enhancement shaman. So let me just read it. Augment PSA. Take timelessness and don't talent out of it. You NPCs play with enhance every key and somehow don't have it picked. How is this even possible? First of all, why are people talking about other players like this when if you're looking for someone that's meta, you're just talking down to them? Why do you even need them in your key at that point? Let's just look at the top keys, by the way. I'm on Raider.io. I just went to Mythic Plus. I'll run leaderboards, and this is where it took me. And as you can see, there's a specific meta. For the most part, there's some flexibility in the tank and the healer, but for the most part, it seems to be pretty homogenous. The comp is just pretty much the same throughout, aside from a few spots. For instance, this one is a very well-known group, push group, where they don't run AUG at all. I feel like they're just incredible outliers because they try to really min-max what their classes can offer and how they can synergize with each other the best way. And as you can see, this is an all melee physical comp. Anyway, so aside from that, you can see that all the other highest timed keys, basically, so like an 18 Era Carol, holy crap, lots of 18s being timed right now. It has an Augmentation Evoker, augmentation. These are different groups. The Yoda's group has an AUG. You can see that there's an AUG, right? So my whole point is, if you know that you're following a certain comp that would lead you to success, a lot of these pug groups want to maximize their rate of success by inviting meta specs, right? Why are people doing this though? If you know you want an AUG, why are you trying to push people away from trying to play with you? You're just outing yourself. Good luck. I know this is a pretty high IO for now. I would not want to play with someone like this. I don't care how high your IO is. I don't care how good you are at mechanics. This is a social game, and part of succeeding in this game and having a good time is to have good interactions with other players. And I would not have a good time if I have to play with someone like this. And that's just me. I would rather take someone who is a noob at the game, but has an extremely pleasant attitude, is willing to learn. There has to be some sort of growth mindset involved, with these type of players that I would like to play with. The people who are already at the top and look down at others, big rant, I'm sorry, but this just really made me want to make a video about this. The reason why I even talk about this is normally you would see me open my vault on my Augmentation Evoker, and I love him to pieces. He's amazing. His name is Augstarian, and he looks fabulous. And if you have been subscribed to me in the last year or so, you would know that my most recent content revolves around me playing an Augmentation Evoker, which has been quite a journey because I'm normally a Resto Druid main. It was a little bit of a leap just to try something different. I'm used to being a healer main. I've been playing lots of different healer classes since BFA. I've been getting 20s done on every one of the healer specs in the game since BFA. Although towards the present moment, I'm just pretty prone to being burnt out due to health issues, so I've chosen to just select a few characters. My main goal every season for Mythic Plus is to hit 3 KO, which for someone who pugs strictly is quite high. Yeah, I reached 3k on this character in Dragonflight, and I wanted to do that as well in this expansion, but let me just say that The craziness that comes with playing AUG has just been totally a big turnoff. I actually made a quote tweet. So I made a sort of a tongue-in-cheek post about this. Don't really take it seriously. Like, I'm not over here making claims about something, but I did write something that I just felt like I needed to. Mortals, let me remind you, an AUG evoker grants power out of generosity, not servitude. The gods don't bestow boons on the ungrateful. Show some respect and stop referring to AUGs as NPCs for starters. Then maybe you're worthy of more blessings. I know this makes it seem like I'm trying to equate AUG evokers to gods here. It's a reminder that when you are trying to look for something that you think you are entitled to, meaning you're deserving of it, you don't put down that source, right? It makes sense to say that you need to be appreciative of the source that grants you something that would support you and the entire team, right? If you want something, don't just demand it and treat the people you're demanding something from like crap. Stop it. Stop. We really need to know the importance of humility in this life, and this goes for even playing inside of a game. Kindness, patience, humility goes a long way and can forge a lot of long-lasting bonds. And if you are familiar with people like this, yeah, I don't know how many bonds will last. And let me just look at some of my replies. One in particular, someone says, AUGs play AUGs to get in keys because they can't play real DPS. Yeah? You really think so? Have you played AUG before? Has anyone in watching this played AUG? Especially in, I don't know, in the range of keys that I do, which isn't super high and isn't super low. It's tens basically. This is why I've been spamming just tens for the myth track, because I don't really play that often. Maximize my chance of getting some loot by just focusing on tens before I start pushing IO. My response was, no, we still wait over an hour to get invited. I've gotten server first Windwalker before. We are capable of being a DPS just fine. But let's just stop generalizing players who play AUG and stop assuming that we just can't play any other role or whatever, and we're just here to be some, what is it that other people call it? A passenger princess. The hierarchy that you go, can't just assume everybody who's playing AUG is just being carried, because you kind of need to know what's happening. One mistake is unforgivable at a certain point. Let's stop that. Saying blanket statements like this, like, oh, or you just want to get into keys so you play AUG. No, I have a completely different point to that, and that I do wait over an hour to get into one key. This whole like rambling, it all goes back to the Great Vault. In the end, this is about the Great Vault. I am trying to get geared through the Great Vault. This is a video about me sharing what I have in my Great Vault. I just really thought it was important to share the drama and the chaos that leads to what you find in the Great Vault. Someone did agree with me in a way, even though they didn't reply to my reply. Someone said AUGs actually wait longer for keys compared to classes like Enhance, DK, Ret Pally, etc. So yeah, I totally agree. Out of all the specs that I've played, all the roles that I've played, the AUG has waited the longest out of all the roles. I've queued up as DPS, even non-meta DPS. I just cannot even play the game because I'm too busy being stuck in queue on this spec. So long story short, my poor AUG here, my he doesn't have a vault, and I don't know if I will have a vault moving forward. It's just been tough getting into keys, and again, my time is precious. Everyone's time is precious. I decided to just focus on the Resto Druid because there are times where I do wait, you know, queue up and I get declined, and I get declined, and then the key delists, and yeah, that happens, you know, it happens to a lot of us, especially for a key that a lot of people want to sign up to. But for the most part, it's been a lot easier to get into keys on the Druid. As a healer, there's not that many healers compared to DPS queuing up, right? I did open my vault yesterday because today I'm filming on the 13th, and yesterday was the 12th. I opened up my vault like right before raid because I didn't even know that I was gonna go to raid. I have not been raiding for weeks, probably a month, and I was just like, oh, should I go to raid? I wasn't really feeling it, but I did go to raid. I did get AOTC on this character because I didn't actually raid on this character. I was raiding on my AUG before. I got a full clear on my druid, first time healing all the bosses. We got AOTC. I was lagging pretty bad at the end. Like the last two or three bosses, I was lagging like crazy. I don't know. It was not fun. So those are the fights that really matter. Yeah, I wasn't really too proud of my performance on the last couple bosses, but I'm pretty glad that I got AOTC on my druid. So there's that, and I did open up my vault. So when you do see me open the vault, that was yesterday, so I look a little bit different in the cam. You can see that, I guess. Next, I'll just go ahead and open it. So here we go. What do we have? I just moused over something that I could potentially catalyze, which is good. And then we have a not so bad necklace from Mists. It's missing a lot of haste though, so probably not going for that. And then we have the same boots but on myth track. So I think I'll pick up the chest piece, catalyze it if I have a charge left. That would be the best thing to do, but I'm curious to see if anything else would actually be better. I'd be surprised if so. So let me go ahead and open Questionably Epic and see how that goes. I have everything that is in the vault right now, and what I'll do is actually set it up to the highest possible item level, so it's kind of more fair to, you know, potentially that's how high it'll go. So that's the best way to really compare what the best thing to choose would be. So let's put that at the highest, and then we'll put the chest piece here, catalyze it, and set it to 639. And then finally the boots. So let's put the boots in here. Just go ahead and click on the bottom. I know you can't really see everything, but looks like the chest piece would be the best possible thing to choose here, as I suspected. I would be incredibly surprised if it told me to pick something else. The boots would be another alternative, of course, because of the stats and yeah, haste mastery. But it seems like it's an easy decision. So yeah, let's pick up the chest piece and try to raise it up as high as we can. I'm gonna pick up the chest because we got that's amazing. That's like the best thing we can do. Let me make sure I'm clicking the right one, and then we'll see what key we get for this week. We have City of Threads, which is not my favorite, but I still do need it on a 10, so maybe I'll try to attempt it. We'll see how that goes. I only need 3 more 10s for me to get all my my 10s for this character. Timed. Let's catalyze it. Because we really do want those stats on it. And we have 2 charges, so we can, you know, hopefully get some shoulders next week, which is something that would be awesome. So yeah, let's catalyze the chest piece. We will upgrade all the way, which is great because we farmed a good bit. I need to like change it to see it. Sorry. I keep forgetting that I have like a half page. 639 upgrade. Woo! 629. We are 629 item level. I'm just glad that I was able to get some gear. I know a lot of people are way more gear than me. But they also do a lot more content than me, and they play a lot more than me. So I'm pretty happy with what I have for now. And yeah, I'll go ahead and buy an enchant. And I think my druid is pretty happy for this week. really cool vault. Okay, so now that you saw my past self opening my Druid's vault, I guess we can play around with the BiS Tracker that I created. I have that on my Ko-fi. Ko-fi is similar to Patreon, but I just prefer Ko-fi, so check it out if you want. The blank tracker that I've designed is free, completely free for downloading. I did create separate listings in the Ko-fi, I guess like little digital download shop for other specs and other roles, and those are for sale because those took a lot more time for me to compile and put together. And then again, the money goes towards my content, my journey. What Ko-fi and Patreon and all that stuff is, it's not so much of a shop where everything you find on there is just like you're just buying the thing. It's more of you supporting the creator, and then the things that you get out of the shop, or the perks that you get as you are becoming a member, let's say, those are just extras or just like little gifts that you get for supporting the creators. So it's kind of like a donation thingy, but you get something in return. So it's not really like you buying the thingy. Pictures that you're gonna see, those are hand drawn by me. So all those little individual like slots for like the armor and stuff, I drew those. So that's another way of supporting me. And it basically comes with a table of contents, and you can actually click on the page and it'll get you straight to the spec that you want to check your BiS gear on. So yeah, this one looks a little bit messy. This is just how I interact with this tracker. I do a red highlight over items that I don't want or don't really care for. If there's another piece that's better or equivalent to it, for instance, BiS wrists in the game for Resto Druid are the polluted specters wraps from Bloodbound Horror, but I have crafted. So I already put a check mark, and you know, that's just a slot that I don't really, need to worry about for now. And same goes for other pieces like the 2-hander instead of the one from the raid. I got one crafted. So a lot of these are going to be replaced with crafted items, and that is something that I recommend doing, just using all your sparks and farming gilded crests to get the 636 items. I would recommend not crafting slots that are part of your tiers. So because you've seen yesterday's video of me opening the vault, I did get a chest piece instead of the yellow check mark that you can barely see. I will edit that. Green means we're done with that slot. Yellow means it's a good piece, but just not in the myth track or whatever track that you aim towards, I guess. I'm trying to aim for myth track for all pieces, and once everything is myth track, it's going to be a green. And so I use the eraser tool here, and this is a PDF. I just open it, I edit in Acrobat and draw something with a different color, the big check mark. What I did not end up doing, by the way, the same day that I started doing all my 8 keys in one night, which was like a couple nights ago on Monday, I was trying to open 2 vaults in one day because I don't think I was gonna have any time to do a vault video last week. So I just like, you know what, I'll just open 2 vaults on the same character. What ended up happening was that I opened up my vault right before my first key of the day because my boyfriend was back from a trip and he's been away for about a month, and his item level was 616. He's a Frosty K, and it was really hard to get invited even with me 628 as a healer. And you know what, I was like, we're not gonna do this. Let me just open my vault. And instead of waiting for someone to invite us because they don't believe that we are capable of 2-chesting a key, I just opened my vault and I got my key, and coincidentally we had a 10 Eric Hera, started picking people, invited everybody, and then we ended up 2-chesting the 10. And yeah, even with the 616 Frosty K, everything was good. Everyone did really well. Everyone was above 1 million DPS. I actually got something in the vault that I can update here for my BiS tracker, even though I never got to record that. Coincidentally, I got a piece of myth track leggings. So that means I have myth track tier leg. The next on the list is, considering that I have 2 sparks, I could potentially craft 2 items. Once I get all my 8 10s for myth track for next week's vault, I'm gonna try to do my best to get 180 gilded crests. I will be crafting some 636 to replace one of these. I do think I will craft the boots. That's a good upgrade, and maybe the waist. Thinking of getting a necklace or some rings crafted as well. For now, I think I might just do the feet. You just click on this right here to save it. Thank you again, and yes, I will see you in the next one if you decide to see me in the next one. All right, see you guys. Bye.